Hello. Today's today, and by today I mean tomorrow. Today's the day to PB. Tomorrow is the day to do everything except PB. I practiced a bit today. There's a first time for everything. Got a couple rooms I was having problems with a little more under control. Did my first Breaker Boo 1 cycle ever in my life off stream. That was fun. And then I did it 2 or 3 more times. That was also fun. I think I understand how it works now. I don't exactly know why. I think I understand. I don't exactly know why what I'm doing works, but I think I'm doing it right. So, like, this is the best chance to PB I've ever had. Hands are somewhat warm. Let's see how it goes. Alrighty. Final 2 runs before the big day. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay. So if you were paying attention there, I selected the second option in EGAD's text box there. That is to select the Hidden Mansion option. It's kind of like the New Game Plus version of this game. You can tell I'm in the Hidden Mansion by the little star in the bottom right corner. That'll be there for the rest of the run, pretty much. Hidden Mansion is important because it makes our vacuum twice as strong. On Japanese version, it's actually the only thing it does. On other versions, you also take double damage, so it's kind of like a hard mode too. But for speedrunning purposes, we want to go fast, so Powerful Vacuum is very important. On Hidden Mansion, we'll be doing 10 damage per pull to the ghosts. I'll explain pulling more in detail in a second. I'll go over the basic flowchart for catching a ghost. First, you want to hit them with the flashlight. After you hit them with the flashlight, that'll reveal their heart. Then you engage the vacuum to start sucking them up, and then you just hold away from the way they're moving. So flashlight, vacuum, pull. Because we're on Hidden Mansion, we immediately do 10 health, so these ghosts immediately evaporate because they only have 10 health. And pull. Not every ghost has 10 health, though. We'll be seeing a couple more in the other rooms that have 20 or more. To do that, we'll have to do 2 pulls. The way we do that is we want to reset our stick to neutral and then immediately pull away after that. Resetting to neutral makes the pull reset. So instead of doing like 10 damage and then a trickle of damage after that, we continually do damage in bursts. 10 and then 10. So we do 2 pulls there. Chunk that guy down pretty fast. Here we have a double. I took his time spawning. I'm going to try to catch both of these ghosts at the same time. Doubles are very important because rooms are based on cycles in Luigi's Mansion. Don't want to hit that thing. Please go away. Oh dear. Be careful there. I don't want to hit that mushroom. Got another double there. The faster we can clear rooms, the faster we can move on to the next room. And the faster we can finish a cycle, the faster we can get on to the next one. So we avoid catching those guys in a double because the guy in the wardrobe actually isn't part of the cycle. These green ghosts are fun because you can push them. Push that guy right into the other guy to get a double. Gonna find an optional ghost in here for extra money. Another green guy. We're not gonna push this guy, we're just gonna turn and get both of these guys in a double. And he was kind enough not to drop a banana peel for Luigi to slip on. Probably noticed I'm getting a whole lot of money throughout this run. This is 100%. 100% is one of the categories of Luigi's Mansion that is very concerned with money. I will not just be trying to go fast, I will also be trying to collect money while I'm going fast. You'll be seeing dollar bills and coins and gold bars throughout the run, but you'll also be seeing something else. Gems, other shiny objects, but we're about to see a new type of money called pearls. Pearls are exclusively dropped by Portrait Ghosts, and Portrait Ghosts are kind of like the sub-bosses of Luigi's Mansion. We're going to meet our first one here. This is Neville. Portrait Ghosts just decide to show you their heart after a period of time. You do not need to like hit them with the flashlight or anything. So Neville's just going to yawn, reveal his heart, and then we immediately hit him with the vacuum and start sucking him up. And you'll notice he's dropping pearls all over the place. Pearls are important with the money route of this game because pearls are worth money. Big pearls are worth the most money, though, so we want to make sure that we get all the big pearls. Smalls and mediums, not so much. Big pearls are worth 1 million gold. For 100%, we need 100 million gold, which seems like a steep ask, but plenty of places to get money along this run. You get a big pearl by doing 90 damage in one pull to a portrait ghost. Pretty easy up here, but in these next couple, or at the end of the game, it'll start getting harder and harder to actually get that large pearl. So I pulled Lydia here in one pull, so she dropped all 9 of her pearls, 4 smalls, 4 mediums, and 1 big. Try to get those as fast as possible and get the key and move on. We're almost at the end of Area 1. This is our third and final portrait ghost in Area 1. This is actually the area boss. Area bosses are a little weird. Pretty unanimously, they teleport you into a special arena and notoriously do not drop pearls. So I will not be getting pearls from this ghost. This is Chauncey. He's the baby. And he actually is responsible for a new glitch discovered about 4 months ago at this point, called the Chauncey 1 cycle. It's double frame perfect, and I will be attempting to go for it here. So he's gonna talk to us a little bit, and then he's gonna warp us into this special arena. So Chauncey normally cannot be 1 cycled. It was actually the last portrait ghost in the game to be successfully 1 cycled by the community, despite being the first area boss. He was the one that was the hardest nut to crack. And 4 months ago, the community figured out that when he normally forcibly kicks you off, Chauncey has a timer internally that prevents you from catching him in 1 cycle. Yeah, and you just can't drain his health fast enough before that timer expires and he kicks you off. But if we intentionally release the vacuum on the exact frame that he's going to kick us off, and then re-engage it the frame right after, we can bypass that timer and actually catch him in 1 cycle. Let's see if I can pull this off here. I'm going to be using an audio cue for this. Nah, frame early there. So normally Luigi gets bonked off and he flies, goes flying, damage is done, the whole 9 yards. If you're a frame early, he just intentionally releases the vacuum, nothing special happens, and you're just able to walk away. If I had gotten knocked away, I would have known that I was a frame late. Now we're going through, finishing up this fight in a rather slow 2 cycle. The fast version of the 2 cycle is a little more optimized than this because we can catch that ball pretty much immediately, and there's also not a third wave of rocking horses, but hit him with that ball again and we are on our merry way. So we're gonna get a key here. Area bosses always drop a key and they unlock new parts of the mansion, but before we can actually go visit another part of the mansion, EGAD is going to warp us out and allow us to save, as well as total our money. So this is a great time for donations because it is essentially a cutscene as he tells us what's going on and turns all our ghosts we caught into portraits again. Okay, I spent a little bit of extra time there to read the money I had. 4,700,000 is what I had. That's a pretty good number. I didn't get any gold bar drops in Area 1, but I did get a healthy amount of dollar bills and coins. I do want to monitor my money situation throughout the run. Make sure that I have enough going into the next area because that affects, like, what stuff do I spend extra time getting, what time, like, where do I look, and that kind of thing, because I want to get just enough money. I don't want to get anything over 100 million, so anything beyond that is wasting time. So we're going to be seeing a new type of ghost here. This is the grabber ghost. They're fun because you can let them grab you and then toss them off in any direction, which allows you to kind of set up your own doubles like I did there. be seeing them throughout the game, and pretty much every room with grabber ghosts are fun because of that. So this is actually the only door that was open at the time, so we come in here, get this key, and then most of Area 2 as well as Area 1, and the game as a whole, honestly, is very linear. We kind of get a key, go to a room, and on and on and on, in a straight line. So that key unlocks the door down here. We're going to see a new type of ghost. These are Shy Guy ghosts. And I can't actually hit them with the flashlight right now, so I'm going to hit their masks off with the vacuum. And then I can shoot them with the flashlight. And their heart is revealed, and I can hook them on the vacuum and start pulling away. 2 quick double taps because they have 20 health. Got all the doubles. Very nice. Now we're going to find our next set of portrait ghosts. More mushrooms. Mushrooms are the least lucky item we can get. These are the dancers. They have an arbitrary RNG factor, whether they do early or late. They did not do early. I got unlucky. Completely random. Nothing I can do about that. So we're going to have to wait. We want to pull them into the center of the room so that the pearls don't go everywhere. And also because the chest is going to spawn over here. So I did okay. I got 3 of the mediums here and the large. So I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup here for marathon safety. Don't want to skip too much stuff, else I might not have enough money at the end. Don't know how lucky I'm going to get throughout the run, so I want to take advantage of what I do have. I want to catch this guy real quick, and then do another quick trick. We're going to square ourselves up against the wall, and then flick our stick once. Heard that noise. That means we pulled the poster off the wall in the other room over there. You'll see that shortly. Before that, we got to set up a quick double here. We're going to get this guy to punch and then flash him on the way by. And then there's a button you can see in the mirror. Have Luigi press that real quick. And this fake wall is going to move back, and you're going to see another button on the back wall. That is usually covered up by a poster. We successfully did the poster skip, however, and don't have to pull it right now. Saving us time because we are going to have to wait on that ghost cycle anyway. So we do that in between. So now we're about to release the Boos. The archetypal Mario ghosts. They're in all kinds of games. You've probably seen them before. There's 50 of them in total, but there's also one extra one. There's this fellow with the crown here. This is King Boo. This is the first game he shows up in. This is his debut. And he's actually responsible for making this mansion and trapping Mario within. Egad was hoping we weren't going to run into him, but he's going to warp us back out of the mansion and tell us all about the Boos and their plan and King Boo. And at the end of it, we actually don't care about most of what he says, but at the end of it he's going to task us with catching 5 Boos before he unlocks the door for us and gives us progress. And Boos are special. Boos are not like normal ghosts. They actually don't have a heart. So hitting them with the flashlight doesn't do anything. In fact, Boos only can be caught in lit rooms, so you don't even have access to the flashlight in the first place. There is a different technique for catching Boos, however. I'll explain that in a second. First off, we have to find the guy. They're in random spots. I'm going to pull this sheet for later. See if that guy's in there. Good. So I'm going to do some quick damage to this guy and see if I can skip some text here. Excellent. So normally Egad calls you after every Boo you catch, but pulling that sheet overrides that behavior. And we don't have to listen to Egad. We will have to listen to Egad on this guy, though. So you'll notice when I catch this Boo that they stay remarkably stationary. If you played this game before, you're probably like, why aren't the Boos flying around the room? And you probably had a lot more problem with that in casual play. After every Boo, Egad's going to ask us to save. I'll probably save a little bit. For marathon safety, not in here. Sometimes the Boo RNG can really screw you over. But what I'm doing is something called art pumping. It allows us to keep the Boos stationary and prevent them from moving around the room because they love to leave the room, they love to fly around, and basically make it impossible to catch them. And later in the game that's going to be very important. These early guys don't really give us too much problem because they have so little health, but my inputs for this are holding both of the triggers and then repeatedly letting go and repressing the R trigger. That forces the Boos to replay an animation of constantly getting injured because they're constantly entering and exiting Luigi's vacuum stream. In the back there. And because they replay that animation, they don't even have any time to move, so as long as I'm on rhythm with my R pumps, the Boos can't do anything about it. Honestly, that one trick makes this game so much more enjoyable, because booze leaving and going all over the place is seriously one of the worst aspects of this game from a casual perspective. Just learning that one thing, I guarantee you, will make your casual playthroughs so much better. So that was our 5th boo. We actually came down here because we're going to backtrack in that other area a little later where Neville and Lydia and Chauncey were. So we come over here and clean up our last 2 boos, and then Egad's going to unlock a door for us that wasn't previously open. So he tells us about that. We're going to go visit over here. Turns out there's a toad in here, and Toad threw this key in the toilet. So we're going to get this key, immediately say goodbye to Toad, say hello, and scan this mirror, say goodbye, Toad, and immediately leave. Can be incentivized to talk to that Toad for the right kind of donations. Now we're going to use that key to do a quick mirror warp that's intentional, by the way. Got a random mouse. And head over to this room where there's more grabber ghosts I'm going to be setting up. So those mice can actually spawn in 5 different locations throughout the run. They're completely random. I think there's a 1 in 4 chance for them to show up. And the ones later in the game drop more money, but they all drop some amount of money. Getting that means I will probably be under less stress from a money situation later. We call those ghosts, personally I call those golden mice Angie, because my auto captions on the stream interpret the word, the acronym RNG as a name, and it comes out as Angie, so we decided to name them after that little quirk. Clean up these guys, no problem, and walk over here. See if I can spawn this boo. Good. So I'm gonna let him fly around, go trigger this chest, and then I'm gonna do a warp out here, hopefully. Back into that while I'm catching the boo. Now I'm holding it. Egad's going to talk to me, ask me to save. I'm going to save and quit. Now I technically have that medallion, even though I didn't have to go through the whole rigmarole that I usually would have to after I pick it up. Egad doesn't talk to me, and I also don't have to solve the puzzle in that area to get out. So I can go right in here. Now I can interact with Fire Ghost, because that is the fire medallion. Load up here, and then head right back over to this other room, because I do need a key. Light all these torches. Missing a whole lot of them here. And there's our key we need. One other cool thing we can do with elements, besides lighting torches, is something called a skip, or a flashlight skip. When Luigi enters a room from a dark room from a lit room, he wants to pull out his vacuum so he can see. He has a flashlight on the end of his vacuum, and when he's in a lit room, he doesn't need it. When he's in a dark room, he does need it, so he's going to go through an animation of opening, pulling it off his back, and pulling it out. That takes time. He can't move while he's doing that, so but we can override that animation by flicking a little bit of element out whenever we transition rooms or after he picks up a key or something. So keep an eye out for that. So what I just did in that hallway is lit the candles of the butler, Shivers. He is currently walking down the hallway in the same way that we just came, towards this room. He's actually going to the room south of me right now, and I'm going to have to wait on him regardless because he is my progress. So I'm going to be in this room doing as much as I can while he gets here, while he makes his way over here. There he goes. I'm going to follow him. Going to see if I can get through that door before the chest animation spawns. Bumped him. Do a couple more chores around here before he sits down. He becomes vulnerable when he sits down, shows us his heart, so we just start sucking him up immediately. Pull him right into this corner, spawn that little blue gem in the corner. While we're doing it, try to pick up all these things as fast as possible. Still want that gem, please. Thank you. Luigi likes to lock onto everything except the thing you want. Get that key, and now I gotta find the boo. I think it's one on the right and one up top here, so let's tap this. There we go, and I'm gonna pull this boo into that mouse hole that I opened here. This is a Japanese exclusive exploit that prevents text from happening whenever you do that, so Egad is not going to call me. Ooh, I did not prep that other mouse hole, though I meant to. So, I'll get to that later. Just wanna burn all these guys. They are weak to fire, so I have to burn them first. And we're gonna set up a nice triple, no, a quad today. Got all four. Now I'm going to open up some money chests. There's a lot of money in this room. This is usually where people find their first set of gems. The blue ones are worth the least, I think. The green ones are next, and then the red ones are the most valuable. We'll be specifically trying to find red ones all over the place because they're worth 1 million gold, just like the large pearls. I don't want to scan that wall, I want to scan that mouse hole. Thank you. Looks like it's over here. Got a free gold bar, might be able to get that. And I'm just going to repeat the steps I did when I came in here. Go through the mouse hole while catching the boo, and we are free to leave.
Oh yeah.
It is actually over there too. Sometimes there can be two over here. So every time there is a boo in a room, there's always two spots it can be. Oh dear. Get away from me, mushroom. Hopefully I can get out of here. One of those spots is a fake. One of those spots is the real boo. Sometimes the fake is a bomb. Sometimes the fake is a boo ball like I just spawned there. They're annoying. The bombs are less annoying. Ideally we want bombs all the time because the hitbox for them is very small. But I can't differentiate where the boo is based on the radar in the bottom right when it's flashing. It triggers the same way on fakes and real boos, so I just have to tap the piece of furniture to find out. So now this key that we got from Shivers opens this room up here. This is the music room, and this is Melody the piano ghost. She's going to play us a song since we got the whole set of instruments going. She can play us one of two songs. This is the bad one. This is the Mario 3 music. The other option is the water music from Mario 1. This is the bad one because we have to menu to get to it, so I'm going to have to do a short menu to get that third option there. And then she's going to send some music sheets at us. After these are gone, she will show us her heart. Free to hit her with the vacuum and start sucking her up. Every portrait ghost has unique characteristics, like the way they fly around, how hard they pull against Luigi, and so on and so forth. It really gives them personality. Melody likes to go side to side. Has the best possible place that boot can spawn. They can spawn in pretty much any piece of furniture in this room. Most likely it's in the piano or that far right cabinet over there. But it can be all the way across the room, and we'll have to walk all the way back to get the key. Lots of time wasted, but not today. Want to make sure that I have enough fire going into this next room. We just got a key that opens the dining room here, and we do need fire for this room because our first optional portrait ghost is in here. Light up the candle so we can see him. This is Mr. Lugs. He's a glutton. We're going to steal his food and make him very mad. We can actually steal the food before the waiters bring more and just be on our way out here. Clean up a little bit. We're going to go do some things while he's having a tantrum over here. Perfectly executed on that. Almost got hit by that pan. Spawn that gem, take away that guy's resistance before he can do anything about it. Pick that up before the water medallion here touches the ground. And this is what we would have seen if we hadn't done the fire skip, the fire warp earlier. Egad's going to talk to us, tell us all about what the water medallion does, where the water elemental ghosts show up. We already know all that, so we're going to get one here. Extinguish this door, and think the boo might be in here? Good. Listening for Mr. Lugs in the background over there. I think we're going to have a good cycle here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has 5 attacks, and then he shows us his heart for a little bit. Come back in here, suck him on up. Mr. Lugs does pull pretty hard, but he doesn't have too much movement, so not too many problems from him. Stayed all the way over here. Get all those pearls, and we're out of here. I do need water, though. I'm not sure how I got the fire again. That usually doesn't happen. Now we're on to our next portrait ghost. This is Spooky. Don't want to clear that dining room quite yet. We'll do that later. Spooky, gonna manipulate him over here. Water that plant while we're waiting on it because it's important for later. We're going to throw him off like a grabber ghost into a very specific location. Spooky likes bones, and this kind gentleman is going to lend us one. Against his will, of course. Spooky's going to try to lick that bone immediately and show us his heart. And just suck him on up. Hey, Rainbow. Miss one pearl there, it's not too important. Move on over. Scan that like a mouse hole and come in here. Get one more red gem because they're valuable. I'm going to try to set up a double here. Excellent movement. I practiced that and get this guy, and we're about to the end of Area 2. So So we're about to meet Bogmire. Bogmire is the boss ghost of Area 2, and he's honestly the most straightforward of all the boss ghosts. Most of them have a really weird gimmick or something that completely disregards most of the mechanics of the game and makes this fight very special, but Bogmire is basically just a ghost that pulls very hard. He has 100 HP, much like Chauncey, and he actually has an internal timer just like Chauncey, which forces you off after a certain period of time, but it's much longer, so he's actually pretty trivial to one cycle once you understand how to fight the ghosts properly. His one gimmick is that you have to hit him with one of these shades before he's actually shows you his heart. But he spawns in the same location every time, so we're just going to go over here and hit him, and hope he doesn't drive us all the way around the world. Be a little careful here. Trying to get away. His spinning means that timer is about to run out, so we finish him off real quick. Got a gold split there. Excellent double in the graveyard. One cycle Bogmire and a whole lot of stuff went right. Get another key to unlock some more of the mansion, but before we can use it, Egad's going to pull us back in here, give us a summary of how we did, and turn some ghosts into paintings, which means donation time. I practiced today, actually, so like this is good feeling for the PP. Got like 4 or 5 rooms that were giving me problems. Ironed them out a little bit. It's gonna look good. Alrighty, so I have 20 million gold here in total. Can usually guesstimate how much I have based on my money count on the bottom right. It's always nice to know exactly though, going into this next area. I did intentionally walk past the dining room there because I know I didn't clear it out and I know I need to go back and water that plant in every single area. This is area 3. I will be going back there later in the area because there's a reason I want to go back there later. I do need to get something along the way in that trip so I can make it even more worth it. And for now I'm just going to come in here, grab this water, pick up this bonus money. This is one of the coolest parts of 100% to me because there's a lot of money in this mansion. There's actually way more than you need for 100%, which is to get an A rank you need 100 million gold. By the way, we're going to find out where Mario is here. This is actually the final room of the game and King Boo is in here with his Mario painting. Despite knowing exactly where Mario is, however, Luigi is going to call out for him for the rest of the game for some reason. But where was I with the money? There's so much money in this game. There's 60 million more than you actually need for the 100% requirement, which means that a lot of the money that I can pick up, I probably won't. And a lot of the money that I do pick up, a lot of other people probably won't. The routing here is actually very personal. What you pick up, what money you go for, what plants you water to get bonus money, all that kind of thing. That changes depending on the runner you're looking at. It honestly makes this this category really fun to watch other people run. Gonna pick up that item there. It's the letter. It is Mario's letter. It's our second of 5 Mario items. It's kind of the theme of this area. We're gonna be seeing a lot more of those. We already have the first one, which is the hat. We got it in the washroom earlier. Now we're in the weight room. Gonna make that red gem spawn from that optional ghost. Go punch Biff over here. Wait for the audio cue to punch him again. Whoa, now I do need to get up here. We rushed. I probably shouldn't have grabbed that key quite yet. Let's see if we can punch him in time. Yeah, he went up. Fine. Biff does pull kind of hard. I'm gonna be a little careful here. Usually he's against the corner, though. We did fine. Pulling ghosts into corners limits the directions that they can pull us in. Makes it a lot easier. Clean up those pearls. I know there's a boo over here. It is the real one, so I'm gonna get as much money as I can without leaving that boo completely alone. Hopefully I don't get lightning. There's the lightning. Lightning causes lag in this room. So we get it, and it alters the rhythm of our pumping. Get out of here pretty quickly, though. Gonna do a quick trick here by shooting a water ball through the floor. It's to extinguish a burning door upstairs. Now it is going to be out before we get up here, and we're free to open it before we're normally able to. Now we're gonna catch a ghost off the ceiling. Pull this guy over here, shake the chandelier on the way down. Didn't get bonus money this time. And this guy is a little low, so we adjust our angle down. We're already on the table for where this thing spawns. And this is our ice medallion. The third and final of our elemental medallions. Egad's going to tell us all about it. But while he's talking, I'm going to be paying attention to this boo radar, because I know there's a boo right under me in a chair somewhere. I'm going to see if I can make that trigger real quick. Good. And I do need ice before I leave this area, but I want to catch this guy first. And I'm going to make my way over here to the right to get one more red gem. The shelf here. There's actually 3 red gems in this room, but we only get 1. One is in a random mouse spawn, and one is actually in a piece of cheese, which spawns another golden mouse in the back of the room. Both of those other 2 are slow, so we avoid them. Get money elsewhere. Cool strat here where we spin to make nothing spawn. I've been aiming my flashlight in dark hallways at the ceiling intentionally to make things not spawn. Things like to spawn behind Luigi. So if we can, we try to prevent that, because when he gets scared from things spawning behind him, did not shoot that. Ah, the yarn balls are mean today. Oh, and Luigi gets scared, it locks him in place, and he can't move, which is slow. This is Nana. We fight her with her own yarn. She actually pulls pretty hard for a grandmother. You wouldn't expect it. She's pretty easy to lose. Bad. Boo spawn, please don't move. Boos can move all the way across the room, but it actually is here. Oh no, don't leave. Okay, this could be a problem. This guy might bug out on me. I want to make sure that he doesn't go anywhere bad. I need him to go back right. Didn't do so good catching him there, so he decided to bug out. Didn't get punished too hard for it, though. So the amount of time we can actually keep both boos stationary depends on how many times they cackle. When you're doing a poor job of staying close to the boo, you can make them cackle more than is necessary, and if they cackle too many times, they will just leave the room. That becomes really important later in the game, to not make boos cackle extra. We came back here for a reason. We have ice, and we have ice because we need to come back in here and freeze the shower. That was Petunia. She likes hot showers. We ice her down. Don't think I need the pearls in the bathtub. Missed a couple in there. So we ice her down. She shows us her heart, and we just pull her right in. We'll make some careful movement here to not spawn anything in that hallway and scare Luigi. Get some fire now and move onwards to this room. Quick movement. I think my angle is good for that. Want to make sure that Luigi's facing a specific way so that 2 ghosts spawn at the same time here. Did good. I'm gonna try to get this double here. Good. Now we're going to do some spinning. Spinning turns our back to all parts of the room at the same time, so we can make both the ghosts spawn again. Do some more spinning here, and we're going to try to set up another double. Flame that guy. Bug out, flame them one more time, and then suck off the masks of these shy guys. Get them in a double. Good. Now the boo might be a problem here, because this boo can be in any of those candlesticks, and also these 2 things. Got some free money out of the ceiling. It's always good to see. This boo is also really fast, so I don't want to make them leave. So Nana's boo RNG wasn't very good. Sometimes that's just how it goes. But everything else went pretty nice. Now we're going to the observatory? We're in the center floor of the room, but through illusions, I guess, we're going to both see and shoot the moon out of the center of the mansion. It's not the real moon, don't worry. Luigi is not actually going to blow up the moon. Do you have a visual cue for lining this shot up? Looks good to me. There is a point to that. We do need to collect all 5 of Mario's items. Here's the 3rd one. This is Mario's star. For some reason, he's carrying around a star. I guess he's fond of them. Either way, he lost it. We need it. We're going to be presenting all of these items to the medium ghost Clairvoya a little bit later in this area. She's going to divine some information from them all and tell us where Mario is. We already know. But most importantly is after giving her all 5 of the items, she's going to bestow a key upon us, which is necessary for progress, so we do have to talk to her. As much tech smashing as it requires. Okay, so aside from that item though, we did get 2 keys up here. We're going to go back downstairs and use them. The first one, which is the one we got in Petunia's room, unlocks a room down here called the billiards room. That key I got out of the treadmill opens this door right here. It's a shortcut. A lot of people probably didn't find that key. Casually playing, it speeds things up a lot because you do have to go up and downstairs constantly. So we unlock that door with the key that Petunia gave us. This is Slim. Slim is the billiards player, and he has to walk around the table completely, at least once. Gonna see if we can get away with just once. Hit him with the balls. Got a good split, honestly. Came right to me. And pull him into this corner, just easy peasy. Slim is actually surprisingly hard to catch. He doesn't pull very hard, and he doesn't really move too erratically, but the angle at which the game considers to be pulling away from him is very, very narrow. So you actually... Ooh, good. Found that quick. So you actually need to be very spot on with your angles, so you have to pull pretty much directly away from him to actually do damage. Just one of those characteristic things. And I did not open this first. Usually I like to open these chests before I get the booze, so I can have the vacuum sucking up money while I'm looking. Make sure we get all the dollar bills and the other big money and leave. This is the projector room. It's got a gimmick kind of like the mirror room with grabber ghosts that you can only see in the light of the projector, just like you could only see the blue grabber ghosts in the mirror. But we already know where they are, so invisibility doesn't really work too well on us. Gonna do some more spinning here to make both of these guys spawn and set up a double. Sweep it across them. 2 quick taps away. Now we're going to spin again up here, try to set up a triple. Let these guys come together a bit, walk down, fling this guy off, get all 3 of them. Gonna look for the boo here. Got some more bonus money. Nope. This thing's hard to bonk. It moved. You can tell the boo moved when it cackles. I'm going to spawn this guy. And then I'm going to, get hit. But I'm going to spawn that glove, catch the boo, and do something similar to where I did with the fire medallion. Right. Walk into that after. And do a save quit here. Get out of there. Because I do need to go back to the foyer. And now we're going to backtrack to those rooms where the first couple portrait ghosts were. Technically collected that glove because I touched it before I save quit. And I get the text afterwards because I touched it after I got done catching the boo. So we're gonna catch some more boos in here. Neville's boo is not there. It's never in the lamp either, is it? But we come back here now because the... Oh my, Luigi locked onto something funny after he caught that ghost. Nana's room upstairs gave us the key to the twins' room down here, and we can't go in there until we have that key, so we delay our backtrack trip here until we have it. Spin this thing on the ceiling real quick. Good spin. They're gonna ask us to play a game. They also make the best noise in the game. Heads up. And now that I have plenty of fire, because I just found some in Neville's room, I'm going to shoot it at these boxes so I can tell which ones are actually in. First 2. You can use the vacuum as well, but it shakes everything, whereas the boxes only shake. Only the boxes shake when you use an element, so it's a little bit easier to listen for it. Get this guy while I'm waiting for those dudes to spawn in. And then I'm gonna catch Henry here first. Henry is the blue one. He does not drop pearls. So I'm gonna make sure he's out of the picture before I catch the other brother. Got a lot of that bonus money out of the bunk bed there. And Henry's gonna, or this is Orville. Orville's gonna drop the rest of the pearls. Pretty sure he dropped the big pearl there. I don't think it went out of bounds. Yeah, we're good. And this is our fifth and final Mario item. This is his shoe. So we're going to be heading over to Clairvoyant's room soon. Even more bonus money. Got a lot of bonus money spawns here. Doing really well. 291 at this point is great. I think that boo ball is in the way, which is not great. I'm gonna have to move it probably. So at this point in the game, EGAD can start telling us longer and longer texts. He gave us the worst one in the game there. As the game goes on, he can start telling us longer ones. We're to the point where we just got the worst luck. I think this thing's on the... No, it is all the way over here. I am confused. Two things in here. Okay. Gonna set up for another tech skip here if we can. Pull this sheet halfway off while checking that. Didn't get the boo. It's actually in the bed. We're going to try to do the same thing we did in that first room with the first boo and catch that and then suck up the sheet right after. That cancels out the game thinking that we caught the boo, so EGAD does not call us and waste our time with potentially more bad text. So now we're headed over to Clairvoyant with a quick mirror warp. And she's going to talk to us for like 3 minutes. So catching Clairvoyant is actually pretty interesting. We just hold the left stick into the corner and twirl the crap out of the C-stick. It's the only ghost that does that we do like that. Because Clairvoyant actually has 0 pull strength, she actively moves towards Luigi because she wants to be caught. And that ironically makes it very hard for her to catch her. So we get around that by twirling the C-stick and kind of forcing her away at the same time while pulling against her. And it kind of generates constant damage we can use to suck her up quickly. Now we're going to do our backtrack over here finally, clean up the rest of the dining room, and go back and water that plant. Looks like the boo is in the cabinet here. No, it is in the first piece of furniture on the table. Not actually there. This room is huge and there's tons of things under this table and that behind it you can't actually see, so happened to be in the cabinet the whole time though. I'm doing extra R pump at the end there to make sure that Luigi does not lock on to the tablecloth there. You guys loving to talk right now. So we're gonna open this fridge on the way by. go ahead and get water here, because we want ice on the way back, and there's ice in the fridge. Come here, shoot that plant 2 quick times. That does pay off later, I swear. And then, because we didn't go more than 1 room away, this fridge is still open. We're gonna pop by, get that ice, and move on our merry way upstairs. Almost done with Area 3. We need ice because the next ghosts in the next room are weak to it. We have to hit them with ice before we can suck them up. Another element cancel there, so Luigi pulls out his flashlight really quickly. Also another chance for a random mouse coming up. Already got a random one and my money situation is honestly great, so I'm probably going to skip it if it shows up. Need to damage that guy. So I'm going to try to shoot the ice at them before they fully spawn in so I can get rid of their ice resistance or their elemental resistance without actually damaging them. That allows me to flashlight them immediately. Just learned this double consistency for the win. Did not mean to make that guy spawn yet though, so he's going to have to show back up. There we go. Shine the light, Luigi. Okay. Overall pretty fast with that double. And now we're headed to the final boss of Area 3. Our final portrait ghost in Area 3, which is the boss ghost. This is definitely not 15 boos in a trench coat, except it kind of is. This is Boolossus. The game actually treats this like 15 boos in a trench coat though, so I have 24 boos, and I'm about to have 39 boos after I defeat this boss, which means that there's only 11 actual boos left in the game in Area 4. Again, area boss ghosts transport you into a special arena, and the rules of the game kind of don't exist here. Special rules. The ghost actually doesn't have HP. We have to destroy all the 15 boos individually. We do that through shooting ice at them. Before we get the ice, we're gonna do some scripted movement around here so that or deterministic movement so that the Boolossus bounces twice and pops. And now we're gonna try and shoot all of these guys one shot here and clean them all up. So I do need to get one more. If these guys can cooperate, please. No, didn't get a 1 cycle because they went so far north. So I'm gonna have to manually pop Boolossus now. See if I can get away with this pretty quickly. Didn't quite do that right. That guy just flew right into the ice. Got out of there pretty painlessly. Ideally we get a 1 cycle though. Now we get our area key, which means that EGAD is about to call us. And tell us all about what we just accomplished and turn our ghosts back into paintings. So, great time for more donations. I was actually hoping for a gold split there. But Boolossus is mean. Okay, 42 million at the end of Area 3 is good, but not amazing. So I'm going to make sure that I have enough money going into the end of the game. Gonna come back in here now, immediately at the start of this area, because there's no reason to not do it now. There's no reason I would need ice later or any other thing in this area, so we're just gonna go ahead and pick all this stuff up. Water that plant for the last time. It's going to drop our first golden diamond. Golden diamonds are very rare. There's only 2 of them in the game, and they're actually very important because they give us 20 million gold. It is 20% of our money total each, because we only need 100 million. That's so much as to make that watering that plant worth it. Because making up 20 million gold in any other way is actually slower. We're going to be getting our second golden diamond by catching all 50 boos. Because 100% needs to do that anyway, it's kind of a freebie. But even if 100% did not need to catch all 50 boos, we would do it anyway, because 20 million is a lot of money. It's actually faster to catch all of the boos to get that golden diamond than to try to circumvent that and get 20 million gold elsewhere. So area keys typically unlock a door at the end of the previous area. So the end of the previous area was all the way up here, so we do have to do a long backtrack. I'm going to switch to sidestep mode really quick. It's the only time we do that in the run. Hold Luigi's angle throughout this walk, and we're about to trigger the blackout. So if you played this game casually, especially as a kid, you probably remember the blackout as being the scariest and probably most frustrating part of the game. This is definitely where I stopped playing as a kid. I could not muster up the courage to beat this. All the lights go out, you lose your toad friends who normally act as your save points, and you are kind of left aimless as to where to go. The only hint we do have is that somebody stole the room to the key to the breaker room, and they're hiding somewhere in the mansion with a mirror next to them. There's a lot of rooms with mirrors in this game, but I know exactly where to go. So we're able to ignore Egad's terrible hint and just head straight there, walk down this hallway, scan this mirror, head back to the foyer, and then we're going to head to the wardrobe room, doing very, very particular movement on the way because we're in sidestep mode. We don't want anything to spawn. When stuff spawns next to Luigi, he gets scared, and because there's so many ghosts in the blackout, it actually stun locks him, so we're going to be very careful through these rooms. Turn sidestep off, we don't need it anymore. And here's our Uncle Grimly, who stole the key. He is randomly going to show us his heart. He was really fast today. Sometimes he can take upwards of 30 seconds, and it is painful. So now that we have that key to the breaker room, we can go right back there. Back to the foyer and downstairs. We can actually get to the breaker room at any part of the game. Before this, there's just nothing to do in there except get some extra money. But now that we can go back in there with the key, we can turn the power back on. As well as catch a very difficult boo. We're going to try, at least. This is where our pumping starts to fail us, because boos with 150 HP tend to give us problems. Boos tend to leave after 15 R pumps. We might be able to get around that with this dude. Never mind, he's gone. Almost had it there. So I'll check back in here to make sure he doesn't come back in here. You can actually get around that 15 R pump limitation. Not get around it, but do enough damage within the limitation by being very careful in that room. Let's try to set up a double here. Good. One of the rooms I just practiced. Sneak past here. And this looks like both of the boos are in the center. Come on, shake the furniture. Nope, there's one in the barrel over here. Unfortunate. So I heard the sound of the other guy. He went back in the room. That boo ball is on Luigi's head. It's causing problems. Good. That boo only has 100 HP, so it's not too much of a problem. Even with that boo ball messing us up there. Walk back in here, and he actually did move back in here. I think he's in the table. Now he moved, so he's definitely not in the table. Finish this guy off. That'll matter for later because the next time we come down in the basement, we will want to save quit out. And when we save quit, any active boos get returned to their original rooms and fully healed. So if we didn't come back in here and catch that guy, we'd have to walk all the way through the cellar area and suck up those dust piles, and it would just take a long time. Luckily we got him out of the way though, don't have to worry about that. Now we're on our long trek back upstairs to where we triggered the blackout because we got a key in the cellar that actually unlocks progress up there. Perfect time for donations. That is not the door, Luigi. So this is the telephone room. We actually could have come in here earlier, but we couldn't have cleared it properly. I'm gonna try to set up a double on these skeletons. Good. With that water. It's nice to keep that water the whole time because we have to set that up. Make sure we get all the dollar bills we can in that gold bar and head on out. Coins aren't that valuable. Coins are worth 4. There's 4 coins in every dollar bill. There's $5 bills in every gold bar. Dollar bills spawn most often relative to their value, so really want to get them. So our next set of portrait ghosts, these are the clockwork soldiers. These probably gave you a lot of problems at a casual playthrough. We're going to circumvent their movement by pulling them into the corner so that they can't wiggle around and do circles. They can only go right and down. Simplifies what we have to do a lot. Did not mean to get shot there by the pop gun. He got away from me. The blue one drops the pearls, so usually we leave him for last, but the green guy is going to be coming back here. I do want that big pearl down there. Ignore the boo in here for now. And head on upstairs. So we can get a key up here. And it's actually possible to get a 6-piece combo on these Shy Guys, but it's just as easy to flame them all out and not get burned, ideally. Flame their health down completely. Then we get 2 more guys who are both weak to fire, so we just pop them once, walk them over here, and get a double. And here's the key we need. This unlocks another door on the way, 3rd floor up here. Hold fire down the ladder so we do not have to climb it, and we're going to go back down. Now we're going to look for that boo in that room. It was over here, but I think it moved, so it could be anywhere. Something... If it's over there, I'm going to be sad. No, it definitely moved, and it's for sure right here. So these boos have 300 HP, which means they are impossible to one-cycle. So I'm going to see if I can coerce this dude to go down. Good movement. This next room is more tricky, though, because of the way the ceiling is shaped. The boo might double crackle on me. I think I might not be able to do it here. Have to end up catching this guy. In 3 cycles, yeah. So, I thought he was gone, tapped that thing early, but he actually moved right after I tapped it, so I didn't find him. This is the fastest boo in the game. This is Boomerang. This is the plague of all speedrunners. I actually should have saved him. Shouldn't have caught him there. Shouldn't have tried. I need to teach myself that. So we're going to ignore them. They both went back to the left, or sorry, to the right, so I'll see them again. I have plenty of fire coming in here. This is the armory room. This is the laggiest room in the game. There's a lot of individual ghosts in here. So we're going to do our best not to spawn a whole lot of stuff to make it even laggier. And keep as much of this stuff off the screen as possible because Nintendo just put too much stuff in here. We are going to try to set up a triple off of these individual ghosts though. Like with the fire we have. Make them all spawn. And sweep this over. Got all three. It's hard to tell where the boo is up here. Hopefully that was it. Get rid of some of this money so the lag goes away. And the lag actually matters up here because it messes with our rhythm, similar to the way it did in the weight room. I'm going to have to monitor the health very carefully to make sure that I'm not eagerly pumping the R button. Did just fine there. 150 health boo makes it really tight until he decides to leave the room. I'll only get 15 R pumps after all, 10 damage for each pump, as well as a little extra on the movement. We're going to swap our fire for ice here, and then talk to our next portrait ghost. This is another optional portrait ghost. This is Jarvis. He lives in the ceramic studio. He likes jars. That's it. He's going to play a game with us where he asks us to ice him 7 times. This should be the 4th time. 5, 6, and 7. Look for some money while we're waiting on him. Jarvis is a little weird. He does this like corkscrew thing, but as long as we get him going a certain direction, we can just pull him into the corner. Not too many problems from him. There was a boo in there, but it just moved. I know there's only one in here because both my other friends went down back to the telephone room. And I caught the other dude. There's only 4 guys up here, and I want this guy to go down, ideally. Did not get to open that chest. Should definitely have done so. No, you, sir, need to go down. Thank you. I do kind of want that gold bar. Thank you. I want to be very sure in my money for the marathon. Got him through the wall. I'm very low on ice, though. I'm going to need to pick up fire on the roof when I finally get out of here. I do want to make sure that I have an element when I leave the 3rd floor here. So I know there's 2 ghosts in here. One is definitely under the table here. So I see that lump. That is our low health friend, so easy peasy. See if we can get our bearings. Probably on the right side, if I had to guess. Just moved. Free money, I guess. But he moved in the center, so not as bad. Okay, this guy is definitely gonna leave. I want to make sure that he goes north. Good. Do not want him going back out in the hallway. Catch that guy and go on the up here. And that's the 3rd floor for us. That is the most RNG prone part of the game. The way those boos move and behave dictates minutes of time loss in the worst case scenario versus the best case scenario. So we're going to want to come up here and go into this area. This is the sealed room. We mainly want to come in here for a key. There's also a random golden mouse that can spawn. No. There's a lot of money in this room, but it's very spread out. I didn't get my fire that I said I wanted, so this is going to be a little weird. Ideally, I can set up a nice double with that fire. And I'm losing time because I didn't get it. Catch that guy, and now we're out of here. So I'm going to ignore all these shiny chests and just head straight for this covered mirror here. It's the only way to get out of here with that key. Because if I save quit, or if I just quit, haven't saved since I got the key. So I'm going to lose it. So I have to warp out of here with the mirror. And we'll see where that key goes in a later part of the game. But the key I got in the armory room actually unlocks something downstairs. So I'm going to go down here. Quick. Pretty sure I got that key. I don't think I would have forgotten it, but I've done sillier things. Good, did not forget the key. This is the pipe room. Gonna need to pick up extra ice here. Spawn all of these guys in, start damaging them while freezing the river at the same time. Not too shabby. Light up that room and then turn this valve to get the key chest over here accessible. Other categories don't actually light this room up because they don't need the boo. We, however, need all the boos, so we're going to light this room up by killing all the ghosts. And I'm only going to have one guy in here because the breaker room boo went left out of his room and came back in the room. So that 300 HP rule about not being one-cyclable is about to be broken. This guy is extremely slow. And we can actually walk him between the two walls. And do enough extra damage along the way. Oh boy, don't leave. I think we're still fine. Oh yeah, we're fine. Almost had a mini heart attack twice there. So that guy's actually so slow we don't need to sit here and keep him stationary. We can keep up with him. And get a nice one cycle out of that. My sealed room split looks bad because I caught the breaker boo. So I'm going to save a lot of that time back here. As long as everything goes correctly. This is our first difficult portrait ghost of the game. This is Weston. He's not so much difficult himself, it's the fact that you're on ice. And icy floors are hard, so I'm going to be careful here and just try to react to the way he moves. Okay, I got the big pearl and we caught him. Good. As long as I get that big pearl, I'm happy. Because that is something that I cannot easily make up. Looks like the boo is on the right. Be up here. I think it's still on the right. Yeah, definitely. Really want to one-cycle this guy. Hopefully he goes out in the hallway. If he doesn't, get one-cycled. Come on, buddy. Frick you. Nah. Okay. Almost got him, though. Maybe if he hadn't bumped me. So I have all the boos up to this point that we've seen, so I'm just going to be able to save quit out here. I did mention that saving and quitting without clearing all the boos resets them. But I made sure to catch that breaker room boo earlier. So I can safely do this save quit. Now I'm going to head upstairs and unlock that door that the sealed room key unlocked. We also got a key in Weston's room. We're going to... That takes us to the penultimate ghost of the game. We'll do that right after. This next part's a little loud, so cover your ears or mute your... Turn your volume down just a smidge if it's wearing headphones or something. Alright, that was it. So we're just going to toast all these guys faster than catching them all. That guy needs to be part of it. Swap our fire for water here. These guys are going to spawn. We're going to get rid of that resistance. Still having problems with getting that guy. Didn't get my double. They were still hurt. Need this guy to show up. Thank you. Did not know how I even got that gold bar. No idea where that came from. Maybe I watered the plant in the corner. Either way. Get out of that room as fast as possible, and this is our final optional portrait ghost of the game. Her key is locked all the way behind the sealed room. It's a big pain to get. This is Soupy. It's implied that she was like intentionally locked away because of all that. She dislikes two things. One is waking up and one is wetting the bed, so we're going to make her wet the bed and wake up. Because Luigi's kind of a jerk. She's actually not that hard to catch, but the puppets in the corners of the room can bully us and detach us forcibly, making us lose that big pearl, but dodge the first one. No other problems. Her angle is also kind of precise, kind of like Slim's. She can be a little slippery, but overall not too bad. Because she doesn't pull very hard, we can influence where she goes pretty easily and dodge the puppets. Okay. I think something's in the painting. Come on, shake the thing, Luigi. Thank you. So I'm going to try to get this boo to leave north. I'm going to see if I can get him to leave around 20 HP. Perfect movement. Not in the table this time. Now it's not in the table still. Maybe. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with this boo. Good movement. So now both of these boos are about the same HP, and they're both outside in a lit hallway. I'm going to see if I can catch them both at the same time. Excellent. So because I caught two boos at the same time, Egad's only going to call me once. He gave me good text. Skipped a whole chance to roll some very time-wasting Egad call there. On our way upstairs to the penultimate fight in the game. The worst text in the game that Egad can actually give us is the Vangor text, we call it, because he talks at length about this ghost we're about to meet, Vangor. Vangor is the artist ghost. He has been painting all of these normal-looking, like, scrub ghosts throughout the whole run. So, in order to fight us, he's going to send waves of them at us, 3 at a time. We're going to see if we can get all the triples. Make sure I'm all warmed up for it. Oh, still have a chance. There we go. Trying to do a sweeping motion over all these ghosts so I can get them all in the flashlight. Those first 3 are pretty straightforward. These guys spawn a little high off the ground though, so I'm going to adjust my angle up a little bit. Didn't get all 3, but if I can avoid that guy, it won't be so bad. He grabbed me. Now we're fine. I'm going to get close to these shy guys here because I want to pull the masks off while they're spawning in. Pretty good. And these guys, if you remember, are very large and have no damaging hitbox, so they actually push around really easily. Got all 3. Gotta make sure you're really up close to them in order to get that triple. Don't want to lose that guy. Good. And then these guys are actually easier to take down by shooting fire up at them instead of actually catching them the normal way. And then Vangor himself doesn't actually put up too much of a fight. Oops, there was the split. Ow. Okay, this ghost is not going to be a 2-cycle, sadly. Kind of busy there. So we'll just... our pump until they're close to 150, and then they're gonna leave. After that, now we can see if we can get this one cycle here. I'm trying to get a little close to the door so we can do a save quit here, ideally. Might get that. Heck yeah! We're out of here. So I touched that gem just like all the other save quits in the game before I actually got the call from EGAD, which means Luigi was holding it. I was able to save, still have that gem in the hand, and quit out of here. I have $431 bills, and I missed none of the large pearls in the game. That is all the ones we can get, so I think we're doing pretty darn good on money. Anything over 400, I'm pretty confident. I'm going to skip all the money in the final area of the game. There's 3 chances to get bonus money. I don't think I need any of it. We are doing our final walk to King Boo. Okay. So King Boo is, like most area bosses, very unlike all the rest of the game. Very unique fight. He's inside the Bowser suit right now. He's currently cosplaying as Bowser, and in order to damage King Boo himself, we'll have to break open the Bowser suit. We're gonna do that by throwing spike balls at him. Damaging him with his own attack is a Nintendo special. First attack is always fire, second attack is always the spike ball. We're standing in specific locations so we can catch this one, and then shoot around the head because there's actually an invisible wall there on the first cycle. We're going to see if we can stay very close to King Boo. Try to go for a 2 cycle here. Good pull. Going for a 2 cycle, anything below 250 is good. And that invisible wall's gone, so we're just gonna bonk him on the nose there. That's the PB I was looking for. I split a little bit late there, but there we go. Ah! Senor Vector, thank you. Thank you for the follow and thank you for the sub. The Prime sub. You could use that on anybody, but you saved it for the PB. I appreciate you. Best sound in the game. For the best run I've ever had. I'm mashing text on stuff that doesn't even matter. I have so much money. There is no question. No question. Over 101 million. I'm calling it. That gold split earlier knocked it down by, I think, 4 more seconds or something. That's the one I've been waiting for. The cookies bless the run. The best chocolate chip cookies I've ever had. Thank you. The practice helped. It did. I got the fast 2 cycle in the graveyard flawlessly. I got the double in the safari room flawlessly. If Boolossus went a little better, it would have been even better. 3rd floor was a little bit of a blow up. Oh, first time. Hopefully my commentary was very good, because I was practicing commentary for tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a run on the main GDQ channel. Boom! Not 101, but it's fine. Let's go. Valid 100% run. PB by 45 seconds. If I hit the Chauncey thing, that's a minute and a half PB almost. That's crazy. I was so zoned in on the King Boo that I forgot to talk. I was doing pretty darn good the whole time on talking. And my goodness, I was like, I'm going in without any bonus money, I don't need anything. I just need the 2-cycle, and I'm just sitting there thinking. I have started to R-pump King Boo faster. It's not the same rhythm as... It's not the same rhythm as Boo's, because he takes damage at a different rate. Like, it's much faster. It's like twice as fast almost. Somewhere in between that. That helps so much. I've never really gotten below 240 HP on King Boo before, and I've done below that twice. Didn't do it that time, got really close, got 241. But the faster pumping lets me get like 10 extra damage out than I've usually been able to. That's all I need for the 2-cycle, really. On both cycles, that's a ton. If I'd 2-cycled that Boo too, that wasn't gonna happen. It got stuck pretty quickly. I think it double cackled immediately. That's what I wanted to do before the marathon. That was my goal. 116 something. Magic cookies. And no interference with kitties. I see Sylvie over there. She's plotting probably, but she fell asleep. Joke's on her. I took advantage of that situation. I'm gifting a sub. How do I do that? Can I do that quickly? I think I have to go to my channel. I've been having it in the back of my mind to Holy crap! Dan! What the heck? Thanks for searching. Yeah, thanks for the new emote slot. Because that was the 15th sub. Actually, it's 2, because I get an animated one too. Does that happen immediately? Oh my goodness, thank you so much. My deepest thanks. Holy crap. Where is the emote menu? We got another one. You know what that means. I don't have another one for slotting in for the other stuff. It's not live yet. Let me refresh. Wait for it. There it is. Thank you so much. I didn't think I was ever gonna get that emote slot. Oh my goodness. PB! Hey Zoom! I love that emote so much. The alternatives are the shaking ones, but I think that one's just got a special place in my heart. Enjoy. I'll upload a silly one to the new slot. You know what? Let me move one of the tier 2 ones down, or one of the other ones down. That would be better instead of putting one of the other ones on. Let's see. I'm sweating now. That's cool. Let's move them just down a notch here, so we can put that one on tier 1 and this one on first bits and this one on the second bits, and then I'll just have an empty 10k. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna be doing another run with full commentary with my co-commentator Rainbow Ghost, prepping for the marathon tomorrow on main GDQ channel at 12 Central. So stay tuned. I'm gonna go dry myself off and get ready. Drink water. I'm happy. Thanks for watching. Holy crap. That was the PB. Whoop, that's the game. That's not the webcam. Put that back on. Here, have the title, the main screen, like, rotation of stuff. Be right back. Thank you!